Okay, songs are not active, microphones on. Everything's working. 6 hours. Not bad. 2:24 is the last time I played this. Oh, I gotta fix the chat. That didn't do anything. Crap. I think Twitch is frozen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was freezing for a bit. Probably because I started a new stream immediately after ending the other one. Okay, 2 minutes in the loading screen, or in the main menu. Not a good idea. Okay, here we go. That should be loud enough. Not too loud. What was I doing? I seeded everything already. So now I just need to cut the grass. Welcome back. There's some things here. So like, in one of the games or stories, basically, there is a ghost character. There's actually a couple of ghost characters in different stories. But this one, I was thinking of how it would make sense for this one to give you like side quests and stuff. Also, new stream, but same day. It's March 3rd, I think, for me. March 2nd. Yeah, March 2nd, it's Thursday. It's late as hell for my regular streams, but it's okay for a normal stream. It's 11:35 in the morning. It is Thursday. Okay. So, I was thinking maybe the ghost character is, wherever the location is, he's kind of trapped there and needs somebody that's alive that can interact with the world and bring them something so that they can escape. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck in that location for a long time. And that's where you come in. That's where you, as the player, can either accept or deny the quest. So I have to program in dialogue for accepting or denying the quest and how they would react to it. I remember that right now because of the way I said welcome back. It made me think of like a ghost saying goodbye and stuff. Buzzkill. Literally. Anyway, I don't even know what the object would be. Could be something personal to the ghost, or it could be an actual thing. The thing about ghosts is, why are they only human? And why is like good and bad, like heaven and hell and stuff, why is that like only human? Like, is there a hell for lions? Because lions kill things to eat. So do like every other animal, almost. Do they go to hell for killing? Or is it okay because that's what they're supposed to do? Like a wolf. Does that go to heaven or to hell? Or do they not have one for wolves? If it's only a human thing, then like what is it? Is it like a place that only has people? Hmm. You shouldn't be here, technically. You should probably be asleep. I shouldn't be streaming. Like, it's almost middle of the day. I should be out there making something to eat and then doing other chores or whatever. I shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. No one should be here. And yet, here we are. Well, I can put a stop to that. Pretend nothing ever happened. Leave no trace. Nobody would know. Yeah, but it wouldn't be me though. Also, what the hell? Also, I don't know anything about uh, the vaping stuff, other than it's really bad for you. But that's about it. There is a younger person that's a friend of a friend or whatever, and they tried it once. They were like pressured into it, and apparently it's pretty bad. Like it's kind of nasty. I don't remember why you brought that up. Just something I was thinking of, I guess, or remembered randomly. No particular reason. It's like Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian Fluffy, when he was talking to a lady that works at the counter for a hotel. She was like smoking. Like, you know that's bad for you. Oh, this here? My grandma lived to be 100 years old. Smoking? Minding her own business, that's how. Mr. Iglesias. I've seen kind of how it works because one time I was coming home, I forget from where, from school or something, on the bus, and there was a group of hooligans, these young people, and they were like passing around what looked to me like a digital thermometer or something. Took me a while to realize it was vape pens. It was like just one and a bunch of water vapor coming out of them. Like, wow, you guys are really just gonna poison yourself right in front of me, huh? But I was too old to get into a fight with them. I would have. That's the thing you gotta take advantage of when you're still a minor. You can get into fights with other minors, and everything's fine. No one's gonna sue each other. You're still relatively the same, like, size or whatever. It's a free-for-all. It's more complicated when you're older, and you can be charged as an adult or whatever. Yeah, that's what happens. Every generation is like, we have all these problems. And then some people try to fix it, but not enough people join. So they're like, well, we couldn't fix it. Next gen, it's up to you. And they pass it on and they pass it on. It might just be your surroundings. There's some funny things about that too. Like, for example, what do you call it? There was a joke about people being too accepting nowadays, or whatever they call it, like woke or whatever. But the joke is that people are too accepting. Because this one guy felt like he was being bullied by going to the gym, except he's overweight. The comedian is. And he's like some really buff guy that looks like he would be a bully came up to him and instead of making fun of him said, "Hey man, you're my inspiration." And he got offended at that. Like, what the? Hey, stop being supportive of me. That's rude, you know. Come over here and bully me normal. What the hell are you talking about? You're my inspiration. And then his motivation for losing weight is that he wants to be in pictures where he doesn't have a shirt on or something and not have the comments say brave. I want to get out of the brave territory. Anyway, that's more of a joke if you live in a place that's very accepting. It's kind of like me in America being told a joke about consumer rights. Consumer rights. Here. Now that's a joke. But I am planning on leaving the place, leaving the country. Probably within the next 3 years or so. Probably longer than that, maybe. I'm planning on leaving the country and trying to find a place that works for me. Well, it depends. So some European places are technically better in America when it comes to like what they have for their people, for their citizens and stuff. Like, for example, Canada, not European, but Canada, um, their healthcare system apparently qualifies to everybody, not just citizens. So as long as you're there, like you're a resident, you can go to the doctor for their prices. The only difference is that citizens in Canada can vote. That's about it, really. All the other stuff that citizens and Canadians get, you can get too just by being there for like 5 years. Which coincidentally is also enough time to go to school for cheaper and come out with some kind of degree. So you would be in a pretty good position by going there. That's not my exact plan, but it is an option, I guess. Problem is, I don't have many connections around the world. I have a few, but none in like the places that are most beneficial to me. It's like I did declare the UK. I dare say, oh boy. I personally don't know anybody there, but my partner does. She had a friend, and then she moved there with someone else. Yeah. So I don't really know what it's like in these other places around the world, but I'll see. Gonna have to be there for a while, maybe a month or two. I won't be alone, but we're gonna burn money over there. We're gonna have enough to go, and then enough to come back, and anything left over is just for survival over there. If I can find a way to make more money to be sustainable over there, then I'll do that. And we could stay over there for longer. And if that happens for a long time, then you could just live there. That's how life works. You survive long enough until next time. And if you keep doing that, now you live there. Going the wrong way. But the goal is to kind of do that. Have a job that I can do in multiple countries. So something like a trade would be beneficial. Something like plumbing or electrical work, where the differences are very minor. Like it's translating the units basically from inches to centimeters to yards and feet and meters and everything. Trades would be very beneficial for that. Every part of the world uses cars right now. So learning how to fix cars would be helpful. And it would be more or less good money. But I despise cars. Kind of. I don't think cities and locations should be built around using a car. I don't know. Back when my buddies were here, um, we would get into conversations all the time. And a lot of them were interesting enough that we came to the conclusion we should probably have a podcast or something. But none of us figured out how to do it. And none of us tried to do it. So we never had one. But those conversations were good. There's still a chance, I guess. I could call them up, see if they want to talk for a while. It's pretty unpredictable, though, or unreliable. They have their own life going on. I'm the only one left. But anyway, that's the dream right now. Learning to do things to be on my own in a different part of the world. Because some of these countries have good stuff. Like, if you're working and you have a family, so like you have a baby now, they let you take time off. And they like give you vacation time. And stuff like that is very rare to find in America, if not impossible to find anywhere in America. If you have anything like that, or any interest in doing work like that, just know that it could also open up more doors than you think. It could give you more opportunities. Issue is, it's kind of hard. Those kind of schools are kind of expensive. I mean, we all kind of, me and the buddies, we're all kind of doing what we kind of like to do. It's just a bit of adjusting. Like me, I've always wanted to make a video game, but I never studied how to make a video game. That wasn't offered at school until it was too late. What I studied actually was to be a scientist for microbiology. Problem is that takes a long time. And you don't really get hired until you like know people. But you can get pretty good jobs. Like for example, like sunscreen or skincare companies, they need microbiologists to help them make preservatives for their products, so they don't get moldy and stuff. I said I was a nerd. I never said I wasn't. I said I was. Alright, I've made a calculation before. I think I need 71,000 or something before I can sell everything and get a loading wagon. Yeah. That's why a lot of the time I try to talk in complete words instead of trying to put them together. Because, particularly the way I talk, according to everybody, I have an accent. And I didn't know until people pointed it out. So, since then, I kind of try to say complete words. So instead of saying something as right, that can be kind of confusing sounding, I try to say correct, which is a little harder to mistake for a different word. Yeah, for example, so wasn't, I wouldn't say wasn't, I would say was not. Just to avoid that type of situation. Alright, put that there, leave it alone. Anyway, oh, here's where I left the mowers. From what I remember, I liked school a lot. Yeah, technically, yeah. I'm an adult. It was kind of weird, but yeah. I'm heavier than I used to be. When I was like 17, I was in the prime. I was able to run all over the place. Like, granted, I didn't run before. Like, during that year, I managed to, like, get into shape, sort of. And, not muscular or anything, but I would run. No, you should not be coughing up blood. You should get that checked out. If you're not going to get it checked out, at least Google what to do. That's what most adults do, actually. They don't know the answers to anything. That's the secret of parenting, too. You just gotta pretend that you know. Yeah, I know it's wrong most of the time. That's why if you're gonna do anything, at least try that, maybe. That might not be helpful. You have good judgment, probably. So, I don't know. Picked up the wrong equipment. I don't know why I didn't suggest doctors, mostly because where I live, we don't have doctors. We don't have a family doctor. If you have one, lucky you, go use it. Or whoever is coughing up that stuff, they gotta use it. Use the family doctor. If it's an animal, use the animal family doctor. Well, you're technically actually dying. We're all technically dying. But people say that like it's a bad thing. See, I told you that stuff was bad for you. Not the time to rub it in. Well, that's the philosophical question. What's the goal? Like, do you want to forever be in the process of dying? Or you just want to get it over with? That's when I disagree. There's no reason I should be happy that you don't do drugs. Like, if I were to be empathetic or whatever, yeah, I guess it's good that you're not doing it. But that's like up to you. I wouldn't do them. My life is interesting enough as it is. I don't need that stuff. But eh, I am not a very empathetic or sympathetic person. You might come to find out sooner or later. So like things that yeah, things that affect other people, I don't really get affected by. So like I don't know. Yeah. But I've always stated in the previous streams too, I don't make myself part of anybody's team. But if they need my help, yeah, I'll help them. If you need it, sure. I'll help you to the better end. But I won't go out of my way to do it unless they ask for it. Alright, everything's in place. We just need more money. I think everything's in place now. It's already 1:14 in the game. Maybe I should do some of the mowing missions just to get this over with. Is this regrown already? No. Yeah, I want to do this. I'll just do any mission that shows up. I gotta move this out of the way. Oh, I'm over here. I thought I was at a different part of the map. I gotta check on the chickens. 4 eggs laid. I gotta find them. There's 1. 2. There's 2 more somewhere. There's 1. I can never find the last one. There we go, a handicap mission. Or a mowing mission. Now we're talking. Easy money. This game is kind of semi-realistic. Very realistic in like the gameplay. Except for the missions. The missions pay you like 2,000 bucks. Or whatever European money this is. Just for mowing the lawn. I mean, I guess it's a big patch, but still. How much money do I get from this? $3,600 plus, because I did it quickly, 3,570. That's ridiculous. Who is paying that much? And that butcher, this guy. I could sell this little one. It looks like something that I would have at the park, like the beach, just for people to drive around in. You could even put like something in the back, either material or like little kids, have them jump around. You should sleep. Because I'm about to talk about the revolution that needs to happen. I don't know how it is where you live, but in a lot of locations around the planet have very greedy people that are kind of in charge of everything. So like corporations and stuff. And they want to have the maximum amount of profit and have it increase every year. The problem with that is, well, you can't do it infinitely. And after a little while, it starts to backfire. So that's what's happening now. That's kind of what's the problem with the current era and the next generation that has to fix it. Is that people need to be earning more money. But they're already working hard enough. You just have to get paid more. And a lot of companies don't want to pay. So that's the problem. I very often stay away from saying the word we. Because I feel like there is no we. We doesn't exist. We're not a team. But yeah. So it's just a matter of how do you make like bosses pay more money to their workers. Well, I don't know. Yeah. But this is for I might as well repeat it just in case I show the stream to anybody else or whatever. And they didn't watch the previous stream. Like I said before. It's gonna be hard to show somebody the previous stream, like, hey, look at this part at 3 hours and 2 minutes in this 6-hour stream. Also literally what I said before. But yeah. There are groups around the planet that kind of chill out. So they're part of the bad guys. Yeah, 4 minutes. Sure, sure I did. Bet you can't find the part in the video to prove me wrong, huh? Exactly. Anyway, uh, there's there's evil groups around the world that will try to target younger people that don't know the truth yet, and try to convince them that, well, actually, you're supposed to like keep wages really low, because otherwise the devil comes out or something. Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna have inflation or what? No, you don't. You don't have inflation because of high wages. You have inflation because companies want to price gouge. That's why. Price gouging is just charging more money than something is supposed to be. That's what happens. That's what's happening now. Things are not way more expensive because everything costs more to make. It's because they want to charge more. There's three parts when it comes to choosing what to set a price on. I think there's technical terms for these. There is the part that costs work. So like if you're making a piece of bread to sell, you got the farmers. And then you have the stuff that isn't like people. So you have like the machines and whatever. And like the oil that the machine uses and the electricity. All that stuff that's not people. Those are the two things. The other cost you can change. That cost is how much you want to make off of the product. So let's say we sell a piece of bread for $5. $1 goes to the farmer, $1 goes for the machine maintenance. The rest of the $3 are just for you, for profit, for every piece of bread. So you can change that. You can, instead of $3 as profit, you could also take $1. So then the piece of bread would only cost people $3 instead of 5. I think that's how it should be. Not equal, but like cheaper. Things should be cheaper because people are more productive. We have machines. Instead of having to farm everything by hand, you can buy one of these bad boys. Any one of these. And it'll harvest the thing and make food out of it. Then you put it into a different machine and it makes more food out of it. You don't need to do everything by hand anymore. I was sitting in a bad position and my knee really hurts from that. But those evil people, these evil groups, um, would lie to young people who don't know the truth yet and tell them that the problem is you asking for more money or you're not. They'll use funny words. Yeah.